of waiting. The word Advent even comes from the Latin of coming. It's this season of waiting for the coming King. And one of the things about waiting that I know is incredibly important is you have to know why you're waiting. If you think about it for a moment, a child doesn't just wait without purpose. Even as an adult, if I have to wait a long time for something without a server coming and saying, hey, I'm sorry, we didn't, this backup happened, or etc. Without reason, we really struggle to wait with patience. And God knew that about us. He knows that every person, I don't know anybody who's like, I'm good to wait. I don't know what I'm waiting for, or why I'm waiting, but I'm just going to sit here. That's a pretty rare quality to have. And so God knew that about us. So he gave us Matthew chapter 1. He gave us the genealogy of Jesus to explain the family tree, the lineage, the branches, the validity of who the coming King really was and where he came from, what we're waiting for, and seeing this story unfold from the beginning to the end. Everything God does is with intention. And part of the reason why Matthew chapter 1 begins with this long list of names that we struggle to sound out using phonics, we struggle to say and kind of giggle in the process, is because there's two things. One, God wanted us to know the story of Jesus and where he came from, the line in which he walked out of. But two, he also shows us the value of every person in every family everywhere. That whether, and in the lineage, obviously it's the oldest son that is usually listed. There are 4 women that are added into that line. However, God saw purpose in mentioning how many children they had and how big the family tree went and where those branches and limbs traveled to so that the roots ran deep. And the reason for that, I want to read just this very small excerpt for you. It's coming off of the part of the women being listed. It says, and Jesus claims exactly these who are wandering and wondering and wounded and worn out as his. He grafts you into his line and his story and his heart. And he gives you his name, his lineage, his righteousness. He gives you grace. He graces you with plain grace. This is why we wait. This is why we are willing to wait. And our focus is on Jesus, not just this time of year, but all year long, because he is worth waiting. And he has grafted you into his family.